Good morning. Good morning. All those on YouTube, good morning. It is September 1st, and I am watching the pre-market. Morning to everyone. We are looking at the pre-market, and you are watching the way I trade. All right, so it's about 7 minutes before the market opens up, and I'm looking at a few names on my list. So right now I'm looking at SKLZ, AMC, XELA. So those are the three that I'm actually watching from the pre-market. When the market opens up, then I will see what other movement we have going on. So far right now, I'm just looking at those three from the pre-market list. Not much movement in the pre-market at the moment. So you have stocks that are moving in volume, but not really moving in terms of going up. So they're moving in volume, but not really moving up upward, you're trending downward. In the stocks, I don't short in stocks trading. I do short by doing options, by buying options. So I would buy puts for short. So I don't do shorts with the stocks. Again, this is a small account, so I have some limits. I don't trade stocks over $50. I would trade those with options. I'll do options for those. So stocks over $50, I don't trade those as regular stocks. I trade them as options. And I don't do shorts in stocks. I do options. I do puts for shorts. So we are close to market open. It's 4 minutes before the market opens up. Of course, if you're on YouTube, there's a delay. So when I say 4 minutes to the market being open, it's actually not 4 minutes by the time you hear that. By the time you hear that, the market probably almost open already. So there's a delay because I'm streaming from Zoom to YouTube. So there's a definite delay in broadcast. So this is what I use as my filter list. This filters all across the markets, all across all markets. Give me the movers in terms of volume. So you have from high to low that make it on the volume list. And this is the pre-market list. And you already have SKLZ trading over 15 million volume in pre-market before the market even opens up. Your BBIG already traded 10 million in volumes before the market opens up. But this is going the opposite direction. This is going down. Over on the left, excuse me, over on the left, you have the prices of where the market closed yesterday for these stocks. And then on the right, you have the prices that are current right now in the pre-market. So that's how you tell that they're moving. You can look at compare the close price yesterday to what the current price is right now. And then you have the volume lists over here to see what stocks are moving in terms of volume in the pre-market. Now, when the market opens up, this list will even change because you'll have other stocks that are not really trading in pre-market will start trading when the market opens up. So they will start to appear on this list. So I have 7 charts up. So I have space for 7 charts that I monitor from what I use to trade. So whatever I select in the pre-market, then I leave space for, unless I find 7 stocks in the pre-market that I want to watch and trade when the market opens up. If not, then I'll just leave the others for when the market opens up. Then I'll use those to put in my chart list. So right now from the pre-market, I have SKLZ, AMC, and XELA. So those 3 I took from the pre-market. These other 4 are actually just holding from yesterday. So when the market opens up, then I'll start to fill those in with other stocks that are moving. So 1 minute to go for the market to open, and then I'll see what I am going to trade. Okay, and the market is now open. So right off the bat, you see LCID jumps to the top of the volume list, but it's trended down. But that wasn't shown on my pre-market list. Now it's jumped to the top of the market list in terms of volume with 46 in volumes already traded. All right, so XELA is looking to break out. It's already passing the pre-market high. So let me get some orders set up to trade because I didn't get those orders set up. Okay, so XELA has turned and is going back down south. SKILZ is also going south, and so is AMC. On my volume list, I have now ABVC. So let me add this up here. ABVC. Okay. Let's see what else came through. We have GBS also came through on the list. GBS. Okay. And XELA has fallen down on the list, on the volume list. AMC also has fallen down the list, but SKLZ is still holding up on the volume list. Now it's starting to look like it's want to go back up. So from what I'm seeing so far, none of these are ready to trade. SKLZ looking to be the one that's moving in trading direction. Okay, so SKLZ is now turning down. So none of these have broken the pre-market high of the day yet. AMC has gone way down from the pre-market. Right here. XELA has also fallen down from the pre-market. So it has gone up to 266, and then now it's all the way back down, falling, it's going down. GBS is turning down also. So all these are been trending down since the market opened. So XCLA is coming close to the pre-market low, which was about 254. That was the pre-market low. So it's pretty close to the pre-market low. AMC is way below the pre-market low. And Skills SKLZ has come down somewhat, but it doesn't come down to the pre-market low. It's still holding at the 1330. The market is not really doing much itself. The overall market, the Dow is at 5.6%. Well, not 10%, but 0.04%, up $17. Nasdaq is at $63, and S&P is at $6. So the market is not really up that big. It's not big, big, big. AMC has made a turn and is heading back up. Okay, SKLZ making a turn. It's let's see what it's doing. So it's forming a double bottom. Let's see. Okay, so it turned and made a double top, and now it's heading back down south. As a high so far for the morning of 1390. It's trying to hold on at that 1330. So I'm going to actually put in an order and watch to see if it goes down from the 1330 to I'm risking $1. So from 1330, if it goes from 1330 to 1230, then I will get out. And there it goes, it's going down before I even say that. As soon as I say that, it's going even lower than the. So let's see if it will go down to the 12 or the 13, I should say. Go down to the 13 even. There's some support down here at 1290. There's some support at 1290. So seems like it's not done reaching the bottom yet. All right, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Go back to that. Okay, XCLA. While I was looking at that, I was actually went back up to the high that it went to this morning, so I missed that climb. And BBIG started to break out and break up, and there's pause, so I missed those two trades. That's what happens when you try to put your eyes on just one particular one. So that's why I like to keep the charts. You can see all of them at the same time. So just in that moment of me clicking away and looking at the one chart by itself, BBIG made a big run. Look at this run. Wow. Just made a big run up to $9. Wow. And has now halted. That alt is going to last for 5 minutes. That's a big run. That's a big move. That's a big move. Missed out on that. XCLA also made a move up back to the high of the morning that it made this morning. So also miss out on that. So I'm gonna just have to watch those and see what they do. Are they gonna still continue to go up? Because I'm not gonna buy this now after it already ran up to the high of the morning. I'm not going to go ahead and try to buy it now. I have to wait and see if it's gonna break the high of the morning and keep going. And then when it makes a turn back down, then I'll At that time, I'll buy and try to get back that run back up. All right. And then we'll watch BBIG and see what it does when it gets out of the alt. When it gets out of the alt, if it continues to go up, then I will wait for a pullback. All right, so now we're still looking at SKLZ because that's very high on the volume list. It has now fallen down to 13.18 or 13.17, somewhere there. But I'm looking for it to reach a bottom and start to make like its way up. It already went all the way up to 13.80 this morning, or right at the open. So it's possible that it will try to go back up and test that high again. So that means if it's going to go back up all the way to 13.80 to get back to that high, that's a big gap to cover. So I could get in and get that run up to 13.80. But I'm trying to just gauge to see if it has already bottomed out. It seems like it's still going down, so it's not really finished bottom out yet. XELA. CLE has turned down just a little bit. I don't see much room in that to buy that yet. I don't see much room in the gap. Where is it on my volume list? So some ways down on the volume list. It's at 9 million in volume trading so far. Okay, BBIG is out of the alt and it's moving upwards. Here it goes. It's going up to 10. It's climbing. It's running. It's running. So it got out of the halt and it's bolting up. Let me see. Let me wait for a pullback and see if I can get in. Okay, BBIG is running. Like it's halting again. Yep. It halted again. Meanwhile, SKLZ is heading all the way down. So BBIG is actually the mover of the day, which I did not get into. AMC is just being slammed right now. It's being slammed, it's going all the way down. XELA is pulling back now. Still looking at ABVC because that has volume, but it's not doing nothing. It's just been consolidating the whole time. It's just sideways the whole time. So it's right at close to the pre-market high and just sitting right there the whole time. It's consolidating, not really doing up or down, just sideways. GBS has opened the market trending down, still trying to find a bottom. Like it's trying to make a turn up. Let me take off the pre-market guide and see if I can determine. Seems like it's making a turn now to go back up. So GBS may be a buy. So I'm gonna set up something for GBS. It's been trending down the whole morning. So we're gonna set something up for GBS. Okay. Look like it wants to make a turn back up now and run back up. So we're gonna go then and get GBS. Okay, so I'm getting GBS. Just gonna watch that as see what it does. It has made a turn to go up after trending down for the morning. Right. Let's see if it will go back up and reach that high of the day. I'm still looking to get a bottom on SKLZ also. I think that I'm ready to take LKLZ also. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that also at 1290. All right, so I'm taking SKLZ at the 1290 marker. If it goes down to 1240, I'll get out. I'm looking for it to make some turn and go and try to go back up to the 13 and change. Okay, so BBIG came out of the alt and it's now heading down. And it's halted on the way down, which is never good. You want to halt on the way up. That means it's running up. But if it's going down and halting, that means it's not a good sign. So now it's turned down and it's coming down. But I will watch it and I will see if it gives me an opportunity to get in on that dip when it comes back down. And XCLA has come all the way back down to close to the pre-market low. So it has taken out all that gain that it went up with. All right, ABVC is looking to do something. So ABVC. ABVC has been sitting right at the pre-market for the longest while. And now it's looking to turn up. So I'm going to go ahead and get ABVC. ABVC. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. Okay, GBS has turned and coming back down. So is SKLZ. So GBS is looking to have me get out because it's looking crazy. Been doing a big job. GBS is doing a big job. So if it goes below the 4, I'm going to get out of the GBS. ABVC has also turned down. And SKLZ is also down from where I got it. So all three of those are down, going down from where I bought them. But I'm not getting out until if skills go down to the 1240, that's where I say I'll get out. GBS, if that goes down to, if it goes below the 4, then it's a warning sign. It's time to look to get out. ABVC, the low has been $4 also. Well, not the low, but the market low, not the pre-market low. The pre-market low is way down at $3. But this has been hovering around the 430 all morning. And it just looked to break the pre-market high to go up. So that's why I wanted to get that. So GBS, looking to see if that's going to hold above the 4 and try to go back up. We'll see if it's going to hold. If it doesn't hold, then it's time to get out. Okay, BBIG is out of the halt, but it's still heading down. And let's look at GBS to see what the pre-market low was. So it's coming from 325 to make that climb up to went up as high as $5.75. 325. Okay, so SKLZ is actually heading down, way down. It's getting close to that 1240 that I said that is my stop. So if it breaks the 1240, then I'm looking to get out of that. Okay, GBS has now broken the $4. Heading below the $4, so I'm going to stop out of the GBS. I'm stopping out of the GBS because it's breaking the $4, so it's definitely having issues staying above the 4. So I got out of that. So I'm still in SKLZ and I'm still in ABVC. I got out of GBS, which has broken below the $4. So there is no real support right now that I'm looking at for GBS all the way down to 325. So there's no real support. So I don't want to stay in there. I don't want to stay in that no support trying to help to push it back up. But it could slide all the way down to 325. The pre-market right here, it's coming from 325. So there's no support here. No support on the chart for this all the way down to 325. So I don't want to stay in there. So I'll just get out. Same thing with ABVC. If it breaks below that 4 also and start going below the 4, there's no real support. So it's time to get out of that too. But there's no real support. It could drop all the way down to $3. That's a big drop. So this, for SKLZ, that's support. See all this? This is a support at the 1260, 1240 to 12, between 1260 and 1240, that's support. So that's why I say if it breaks below the 1240, where there's no more support, then I'll get out of the SKLZ. Still watching ABVC to see if it's gonna use this support at the 4 to turn back around and go back up. And if it's keep breaking below that, then I will have to get out of that too. So that's ABVC. And there it goes, just like I said, it's breaking below that 4. There's no support, so I'm out of that. So 2 of those didn't do anything for me. GBS, ABVC, nothing. I'm still holding on to SKLZ. Meanwhile, I'm watching BBIG to see if I'm able to take a trade on that. Trying to get a sense of direction on what it's trying to do. Right now, it's back down into the $9 territory, $9 unchanged territory. So I'm gonna see what it's doing. Okay, we have SKLZ also breaking down. So I think I'm gonna get out of that too. So that's gonna be 3 trades doing nothing. get rid of that too. Okay, so 3 of those trades did nothing. All right, so there you have it. 3 trades all broke down. SKLZ, GBS, ABVC all broke down. Did not do what I was expecting them to do. So we're going to look for some more trades. So those are the morning volume movers that are not doing much right now. So I'll continue to monitor them, watch them, and see if they were to get down to the actual low, then at that time I'll probably look to buy back some more. But right now, I got out of all 3 of them. They have not been doing anything. The good thing about it is that I did not put a lot of volume. I did not buy a lot of volume when I bought them. So that's a good thing. What I try to do is I buy small volume and see if it moves in my direction. So if it moves in my direction, then I'll make a profit, right? But if it doesn't move in my direction, then my loss won't be that great. And if it doesn't move in my direction, and if I want to add more now to the volume, right, I can go ahead and add more to the volume and average out my price, looking for it to go back up. But I didn't feel like I wanted to add anything to these 3, just from the way they're looking on the chart. There is no real support on them. So I didn't feel the need to add more volume to stay in the trades, stay and add more volume and look for them to go up. I just wanted to get out of them. Now, if they go down to the very low bottom, make a bottom, trying to make a run back up, then I'll probably get some more at that time, some small volume again. But I tried to minimize the loss, keep the loss down, right? If I'm making profit, I want to make as much profit as I can. But if I'm losing, then I want to get out and don't lose as much. And like I said, in some cases, I will try to stay in the trade if it looks good. If the chart looks good to me, I'll stay in the trade. And then if it drops below what I'm looking for, then I'll add more and average out my price so I can get a better price and then look for the stock to now start going back up. So I don't just get in. I don't want to get in and put a lot of volume, buy a lot of volume, right? A lot of shares, and then everything goes crashing down. So if everything goes crashing down, then I don't have, right? I want to make sure I have the ability to buy more if it goes crashing down, so I can average up my price. But if I already put in a large volume and bought a whole lot and it goes crashing down, then my loss is already big. And then I don't want to having to get out, right? Because the loss is going to be great. You don't want to get out. You want to wait a little bit before you get out. So, but when it's small, when the volume is small, it's easier for you to get out. If the loss is, if it's going against you, it's easier for you to just get out, take a small loss, and keep going, and look for the next trade. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm looking to look for the next trade. So like I said, I did 3 trades, but very small volume because I did not trust those charts. I didn't really trust the charts because they did not really pass the pre-market high. So when you see a chart on the chart, when you see the stock doesn't pass the pre-market high of the day, then that's a red flag that it's possible that that stock ain't going nowhere for the day. It's not doing anything for the day, because if it's failing to pass the pre-market high, then it's a red flag that it's going to be just dropping throughout the day. And the only one, well, actually none of these actually passed the pre-market high. They came to the pre-market high and turn around. Did not pass it, did not go above it. They came to the pre-market high and turned back and fell to the ground. But good thing that my volume was very low on all 3 of them, so it's only a small loss. So nothing much is going on right now in terms of movement, in terms of trading on my volume list. There is not much activity in terms of what I can trade. You have BBIG, which is, we already talked about that. SKLZ, I was in that, I got out. EDU, not trading that. ABBC, I was in that, I got out. AMC, that's going south. Apple, not trading that because of the price. NIO, and these are all in red. GBS, I was in that, I got out. It's going south. And then everything else is red. So on my volume list, not much. So what I'll do is now that all the ones that I got out of, I'll just continue to monitor them and see if they make a bottom at some point. If they make a bottom and it seems like a real bottom, and it's time for them to start moving back up, at that time I'll consider trying to buy some more of those shares again and see if I can get it to move back up to at least half of where it was. What's going on now too is that we're getting close to midday. It's already 10:20, so we're getting close to midday where stocks and trading slow down. So if they start slowing down, then that's another issue. In the midday, trading slows down, stocks seems to start falling. So there may be a case where you have to wait and get past the midday before you get back into trading. when the stock starts picking up, when this trading starts picking up, volume starts picking up. And SKLZ seems like it's trying to push back up. I just got out of that. I'm not going to get back in it right now. Like it's trying to do something now at this point. So it got down to 1250. My out was supposed to be at 1240. I said I was going to wait for it to get to 1240, then get out. And I actually didn't wait for it to get to 1240. I got out before it got to 1240. It got to 1250. I got out, and now it has turned and it's going back up. It's back up to 1275. So that one I could have stayed in a little bit because my plan was to get out at 1240. If it gets below 1240, that was what I was saying. If it gets below 1240, then I would get out. But I actually got out at 1250. So that's on me. And now it has made a turn at the 1250 marker and has gone back up as high as 1270. Nevertheless, I'm not going to complain over it. I already got out, so be it. The other one was ABVC, which hasn't been doing nothing all day. It's been just, this is a pre-market high. See what it did? This is in all this shaded area. That's the pre-market before the market opens. So all it did in this was pretty much like a straight up. So if you see all this is like a straight up, there's no real support. Real support is like here. See all this right here? This is like real support. That means it's trying to go down, but it really stays up, right? Like a consolidation area. And then after it consolidate here, then it pushes up. So it's here, it push ups, and then it stop and come back down, then consolidate here. So that's like our support area. Then it came down a little bit more. And then when the market opened up, it went like this, went up, been up and down here, and right in this area, it's been just consolidating in this area. So it's this support in this area. Then it made a little push to go past the pre-market high. It didn't really pass it because this is the pre-market high right here at the 451. It went to 445, and then it turned back around and started falling. Okay, so if you notice that in this area, all the way down here, there's no real consolidation area. There's no real consolidation area for support for it to push back up. So that's why I got out, because this is like a area for free fall. This could be just free falling all the way down. If it starts free falling all the way down, then there's no support to catch it on the way down to push it back up. So that's why I got out. I mean, it may turn and go back up, right? Because who knows? But just from reading the chart, I don't see any consolidation area. So I got out. So that's one. That's two, I should say. And the other one I was in is this one, GBS. GBS also same thing. In the pre-market, straight up. A little consolidation area here, then straight up, then down, then it stopped here, climb back up, consolidate, and been just kind of hovering in this area all the time, right? Just hovering out in this area. And then the market opens up, so now in this shaded area, lighter area, that's the pre-market. When the market opened up now in this blue area, this is where the market opened up, went up a little bit and then start falling down. Then right here is where I caught it. I said, okay, this is probably a bottom, because it made a turn right here. So I was using this as a bottom, right? It seemed to start making a little consolidation area here. and then start turning to go back up. So I was looking now for it to run back up now, at least to the market high that it did. So looking for it to go back up to somewhere here. But it did this, it'll be a turn down and been diving down ever since. Okay, so it got below that $4. When it got below the $4, I said, okay, if it gets below the 4, I'm out. Sure enough, it got below the 4, so I got out. So that's those 3 trades. Again, I only executed small volume on them, so not much in the loss. Now here is SKLZ, which to be honest was the one that looked the best of the 3 for me. And I could have stayed in this one because it didn't reach my target line to get out. And after I got out, now it's back up to 1280. After it came all the way to 1250, I got out, and now it's back up to 1280. So I missed out on that one. I took a small loss on it, but I actually missed out. I could have stayed in that one, and I could have gotten this right back up to 1280. Now, this is possible that this will actually run back up to this high of the day. This is 1390. It's possible that it's going to probably run back up there. All right. And the reason why is because it's high on the volume list right now. SKLZ is still up here, number 3 on the volume list. So that means it has volumes coming in, right? It has volumes coming in, and it actually went down, but now it's climbing back up. So I feel like it's actually going to make a run back up to the high, which is up there at the 1380. So I'm not quick to jump in at the moment. I'm still watching it and see what it does. And right now it's getting close to the midday. It's still early, but at the same time, it's not. For trading, it's not early. It's actually has passed that early morning rush. Anywhere from 9:30 to 10 is that early morning rush. And then after that, now trading starts to settle in and slow down and start to make some direction, see where they're going. So we're in that area where they're slowing down and trying to make a direction. So we watch and see what they do, and then from there we'll make a decision of what to trade, what not to trade. So here is SKLZ making another dive. It's doing another dive. Made that run back up to the 1280, and now it's diving again, come back down again. So it's possible that this will come down. It will come down and do a double bottom, what we call a double bottom. So if it comes back down to this low, which is the 1250, if it comes back down to the 1250 and touches down at the 1250 again, and does a double bottom, then it's well worth consider taking it at that time. Right? If it comes back down to the 1250, right down to this support area, and then make a turn to go back up, then it's worth getting it at that time. So in the meantime, let me just set up a trade just so I can be ready if it does come down. Just so if it comes down back to the 1250 and does that double bottom, then I think I'll probably take it. Let's see what the yearly chart is looking like on the wall. Okay, so it's like a pyramid straight up. Let's bring it up on the big screen. This is the annual chart. So there's a big spike here, went up to $42, then it's fallen back all the way down. Also went back up to $22 at some point in July, and then it fell back down to $10. So this has the capability of running back up, try to get back up to somewhere in these areas, $20, $22. It's been free falling for the last few months, last couple of months, it's been falling. The trend is down, the trend is going down. So let's see, that's the annual chart. All right, let's put it back to the day chart. Well, not the day chart, but the minute chart, I should say, the minute chart, which is today's chart, just to look at today's movement. The day chart is actually the annual chart. So see, it's coming back down to, it seems like it's coming back down to do that double bottom at the 1250. That 1250 is a support area. So we're going to see if it's going to come back down, touch down at the 1250, and try to make a break back up. And let me see what yesterday was like. So yesterday we had the low of 10.901, but yesterday we had a high of 12.11. So then this run. So definitely it's worth a shot if it comes back down to the 1250, which is close now. But if it comes to the 1250 and try to make a turn to level off and consolidate and go back up, then it's probably a good opportunity for me to go ahead and buy at that level and then watch and see if it's going to go below. If my risk at that time is if it goes below the 12, if it gets below the 12, then I would get out. All right. So just that the trend from yesterday has been up. So let me just watch and see what it does, if it's going to come back down to this double bottom and try to consolidate and go back up. That may be a good time for me to get in and just hold on and see if it will do a ride up to the 13, back up to the 13 at some point today. It may not do it right away, but it may be an opportunity to just kind of sit this one out and see if it will go back up to the 13. But I'm waiting to see how far it's coming down, if it's coming back down to that 1250 area, or if it's going to pass it and go even lower. But it's definitely trying to do a double bottom at the moment. Definitely trying to do a double bottom. So let's see, I have my trade set up. Let me just minimize this so I can see what's going on in the rest of the world. Let's take a look at BBIG. BBIG is the one that was running like crazy this morning. So it's been consolidating around the $8, 860 marker. Right through a pre-market, then it just had a breakout from the 860 all the way up to 1120. It's falling back down to the $9. At this point, that just still doesn't seem like it has a direction. See what yesterday was like. Yesterday it had a decent trend up. So it was trending up since yesterday. It trended up yesterday. So let's see what the annual is like. Okay. Not much of a trend in the annual, just kind of semi-flat. We get down to here, make this big spike up. So not much of a trend. So that's why this one for today, you have to just watch it, keep your eyes on it. It's at 970 now. So I don't know if I want to risk $2 or $3. The risk on this is great. Because if you try to get it here, it's possible it could come out, there's no support all the way down to $8. So it's possible it could fall all the way down to $8. It's right in this area is where all the support is. So 850, 860. So there's no support until you get down to 860. So as well as it could take another run up again and try to go back up to this high. This is the market high, which is 1140. So it could definitely try to go for another run back up to 1140. It's at 979 now. So if it was to break and try to go back up, that'll be a good run up because it's talking about over $2. If it was to try to get back up in that area or close to $2 in terms of movement, that'll be a good profit, but still has a good way to come back down here for a good loss too. So the risk is great. The profit could be great and the loss could be great on this one, just by the movement and the way the chart is set up in terms of support and resistance. So let's see. I have an order set up for it, but I'm not trying to pull the trigger just yet. I'm not trying to go ahead and buy it just yet. I'm just gonna probably wait. I'll probably wait this one out until the midday rush and see just in the midday if it comes back down in this area. If it comes back down into the $8 and change area, then it may worth the while to take it at that point and look for it to go back up into the 9s or even the 10, right? So I'll just probably wait this out until the midday hour and see what it does. All right, so we'll leave that on the watch until later on, see what come back to that. We also have this that I got earlier. So all the ones that I bought earlier, I'm still watching them to see if they're gonna form a bottom. This is forming a bottom here. GBS is forming a bottom. Okay, it's at 388. It's like it's trying to form a bottom and then go for a run back up. So I'm still watching them. All right, let's see what Skills did. Did it make that touch down to the 1250? Close enough. So it came down close to the 1250 and made that double bottom. So now it's like it's trying to go back up. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this and just let it sit out for the rest of the day. I'm gonna just go ahead and get us another small amount. Since it did the double bottom. Okay, it's starting to come back down again, even after it did the double bottom. So 1257, 1258 right now. Okay, so if it hit the double bottom, try to go back up and then come back down to the double bottom. It's possible that it's going to pass the double bottom and go back even lower, or you could turn around and go back up again. But normally when it does that, it normally passes the double bottom and go lower. So 1259, 1260. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and get it here. And then my stop on this is going to be about 12 even. So if it gets down to 12 even, then I'll get out. Right now it's going to be struggling around the 1250 area. So that seems to be the, at least for now, the bottom that is trying to create in the 1250 area. And then from here, it could pass the 12 and 50 and go down lower to the 1240 area. Or it could use this 1250 area as the support area and go back up and start to make back its way up. And like I said, the good thing about this is that it's high on the volume chart, so volume list. So it has volume coming in. So it's a possibility that it could run back up to that 13 or 13 and change. So I kind of like this one. I like the just like the setup in terms of possibility. I should say I like the possibility of this one because it has volume. Yeah, it has a high of 1390. It's at 1250 right now, and it's still trying to over in that area. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and get it in that 1250 area and just kind of watch it for the day. So 1250 area, watch it for the day. So I got it at 1256. All right, so I got it at 1256. So I'm just going to let this one run and see what happens. Like I said, if it gets down to below the 1240 and start going down to 12, close to the 12, then at that time I'll look to get out of it. But I'm just going to let that one sit and try to see if I can get it back up to the 12, in the 13 area, get back up to the $13 area. So we'll just leave that one on the board. Okay. GBS, like I said, is trying to, I think it made a bottom, trying to keep this support. So it's still trying to probably do a climb from here. I'm not so ready to jump on that, even though it still has a good possibility of going back up to 4 and change. It's possible that it will go back up to 4 and change. What else? Okay, nothing else looks like worth trading at this moment. So I'm going to take a break. Let these just sit. Let me take a break. Let these just sit for now, and I'll keep my eyes open. But this is where I'm taking a break. All right, so I'll be back in a few.